Hey Cancers, for you guys this month, I grabbed my Sophia Rito Lenormand. It has this really cutesy art to it, and it has kind of like these spring vibes. It just felt really appropriate for your sign. So what I'm going to do is just lay down a few cards to get sort of a basic gist of the energy that you're going to be working with this month. When I do these, I don't like to focus in on anything that's overly predictive or super specific since it goes out to a group of people. But maybe it's just a focus point for you, or there's a takeaway, or maybe it even does apply to something that's going on in your life right now. So I'm just going to shuffle and then first just take one to sort of get a general theme for the month. And what's coming out here right in the center is the ship. The ship in Lenormand, well, sometimes it's means a boat, but for the most part, it has to do with journeys that you're on or travel. So let's lay down a couple of cards around it. Now, what this looks like to me with the bouquet right here, the bouquet sometimes is a group of flowers, but it also has to do with gifts. Sometimes it has to do with dating type scenarios. But when you see the bouquet, the ship, and the sun, this looks like you're sort of on a personal journey. You're trying to bloom. You're trying to sail into better days, basically getting yourself off into the sunset over here. So some of you might already have like a personal development program going on, or maybe sort of even a wellness situation that you've got yourself involved in. So it looks like this month is going to revolve mostly around that. Now up here we have the tree. The tree is a card of family. Sometimes it's a card of like soul connections and things like that, but it also has a lot to do with health. So when you see the bouquet and the tree here together, this is really about personal wellness. It's about getting yourself in a position you really like to be in. And with these spring vibes, this could have a lot to do with maybe meeting a specific goal that you have set up by springtime too. Now the fox down here sometimes is a card of work. But really what this comes down to now is he's also an investigator. So you might just be in a stage right now where you're investigating the changes that you want to make, thinking about the things that you want to do a little bit differently so that you can bloom come the beginning of spring and get yourself to where you want to be. And then if you look at the outside energies here, which are these four, this will basically tell you the same thing. With the tree, the sun, the fox, and the bouquet, this is just sort of like health, wellness, success. You're looking into it and you're trying to figure out new ways so you can really bloom. So I'll just lay down a few more here to get sort of the internal energy. Now the first one that came out here is the tower. The tower is usually about, well, sometimes it represents like a workplace, but in this particular situation, I think it would be more, maybe it feels a lot like isolation to me. Like maybe you felt as though you're trapped in the tower and you haven't been able to get out and do all the things that you want to do. And I know the last couple of years have been pretty tough on all of us. So if you felt trapped, just looking at this, it might be an opportunity for you to take a new journey and start getting yourself out a little bit more often too, in the event that you've stayed stuck inside. Now this is the man card, but for this particular reading, we'll just call this the person. So if you're watching this, this is you. And then we have the moon down here. The moon is all about emotions, creativity, general reputation, things like that. And then we have the fish. The fish is usually a card of connections, but sometimes it's you looking deeper into an issue. So when we see the fox looking over here at the fish, you're looking deeply into this overall wellness that you're trying to create with yourself. And it looks like your emotions here with the moon are tied directly to that. So the tower, the person, the moon, and the fish, being trapped in or feeling isolated or maybe not being as social as you were before, not getting out, is sort of inhibiting your ability to bloom. You want to do it, but it looks like you're having a hard time maybe getting over the hump and figuring out what your next steps should be exactly. Now with the tower and the fish, I mean, and the fox here again, you're looking into this, you're trying to decide what exactly it is that you want to do. But the nice part about this is with the person and the emotions, it looks like the main issue here is sort of emotions. Maybe there's things that you're holding into. Maybe your tree up here has lost a few of its leaves and you haven't bloomed yet, just specifically because you're holding on to emotions that are difficult or emotions that are challenging, or maybe you haven't even had the opportunity lately to express yourself creatively. So I would encourage you to do that in any manner that makes the most sense to you. Even with the person card, we see the flowers next to him and we have the same flowers over here, and he's singing a song, so he's expressing himself in a creative fashion. So if you're holding on to some things, try to find a way to let them out, because there's sunshine in your future here. You're basically on this journey for wellness, and you're going to be able to get yourself to a place where you're flying off into the sun. You're going to be able to release a lot of these emotions that have possibly been keeping you in this tower over here and fly into better days. Now, if we look at the top here, we have the tower, the tree, and the person. This is just sort of that same thing. Basically, you want to be able to grow, you want to be able to bloom, but you could feel a little bit stuck here with this tower. And this is causing you to look into it down here with the fish, the fox, and the moon. So basically, you're looking deep into your emotions here. You're trying to understand what the next step is, what exactly you need to do, when it really just comes down to successful expression with the person and the sun here. So if you're holding on to things, and if you've created sort of a wellness program for yourself, maybe consider the idea of journaling it out, write it down. Anything that you do that's creative by nature helps you to release any emotions that are pent up, or any emotions that could keep you feeling like you've been stuck in place a little bit. And even if we look at the diagonals in this spread, it basically tells the same story. We have the fish, the ship, and then the person. That's just a deep journey, and these two here correlate to me with this moon card over here. So it's a deep journey into your emotional center. Really what it comes down to, and not to be overly repetitive, but it just keeps coming through, that there's a lot of emotions that need to get released out in order for you to experience this sunshine that's upcoming here for you. Be creative this month. Let things out. Don't let anything hold you back. Your tree's going to grow again. You're going to bloom. You're going to fly off into better days, and your emotions are going to have they're going to feel a lot happier than they were before, so long as you just keep going on with this journey. Keep taking care of yourself. Keep doing the things that make the most sense to you, and stay on this journey. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let anything throw you back in this tower over here, because ultimately you're going to get to a place where you want to be.